There is a lie that many of us grow up believing. We used to think the most talented person will always win. That's why many of our parents celebrate the child who comes first in class and look at gifted children and then assume life will automatically reward them. But if you have lived long enough, you would have probably noticed something strange. The overall best student in your class then is necessarily not the richest now. In this same country, the most gifted singers have disappeared while some average voices becomes the superstar. Think about your own life. If your phone spoils today, would you rather call the most talented repair technician who shows up when it feels like, or the average technicians who always answer your calls, arrives on time, and finishes the job at exactly when he promised? The answer is obvious. Psychologists call this the consistency principle. Our brains naturally trust people whose behavior is predictable. If you consistently keep your word, you automatically become a safe person to depend on. The great philosopher Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Notice he didn't say we are what we are capable of. That changes everything. Talent is potential, but reliability is a proof. One lives in your head, the other exists in reality. Look around Nigeria. How many artisans have lost customers because they kept saying, "I am coming," but never came? Now think about the opposite. There are people whose work isn't always the best in town, yet they keep getting referral. Because everyone knows one thing: if they say Tuesday, it is Tuesday. People don't just buy quality, they buy peace of mind. Psychologists call this uncertainty reduction. Human beings hate uncertainty more than they dislike average performance. Predictability becomes a product. Talent alone cannot create that. There's another psychological phenomenon called halo effect. Once people see you as dependable, they unconsciously assume that you are more competent, more intelligent, and more trustworthy. In other words, reliability can make people overestimate your talent. Talent can never make people overlook your own reliability forever. Gifted people sometimes begin to believe that their identity depends always on looking naturally talented, so they avoid difficult situations where they might fail. Meanwhile, the average person becomes obsessed with improvement because they know effort is their only advantage. Years later, the average person quietly overtakes the genius, not because they become more talented, but because they become more reliable. Now you're asking yourself the tough question: am I just talented or am I reliable enough? I know this got you thinking about your life, but brace up, we have a target to meet.